All right, I want to talk about Stellar Blade, guys. Let's talk about something a little more lighthearted. So let me open a tab, also because I want to make sure that this is like approved for all ages. Okay, we are. All right. So there is a video game called Stellar Blade, and yeah. Stellar Blade was a very popular video game with Eve, who is a very popular character, usually hated by those who hate beauty, but really well received by everyone. Everyone loved the game. I haven't played it. But they are creating a new one, a sequel called Stellar Blade Blood Rain. And they showed a trailer. And in this trailer, which we could check out together, in this trailer they presented the new protagonist. The new protagonist being Evie, I think she's called. Who's this girl here? This girl here. Now, this has created a controversy that is in fact very similar. So it's very similar, this girl here. The controversy is very similar with what we saw with the other game that was very popular recently, which was the father simulator. What was it called again? Pragmata. Pragmata, the problem was you play as this father, and then there is little android, little robot, who looks like a little girl, I don't know, 10 years old, 9, I don't know. And people said, oh, it's a PDF file game, which is kind of stupid because, I mean, yeah, she looks cute in a child sense, but the reality is the majority of people who play it, they like the game, they like the story, and most importantly, they like the idea of a healthy father-daughter relationship. But people got triggered. Now, in their defense, yeah, there are some people who are sick in the head. There's nothing you can do about that. But you shouldn't put everyone in one box. I think the game looks kind of nice, the Pragmata game. The reality is that they are triggered because they don't like the idea that there can ever be a healthy father-daughter relationship. Now, of course, if you didn't have that, my heart goes to you, and I wish you did. But unfortunately, a lot of these people that write these articles start using the PDF file accusation. They go, fuck yourself, because that's a crime. And you do not accuse someone of a crime unless you have proof. You know what I mean? It's the most disgusting thing you can ever accuse someone of. So how about we make sure we only accuse people that really are that kind of disgusting mental disorder that it is. With that being said, how is this a situation with this new Stellar Blade controversy? And I kind of want to show you. So the character in question is this character here. In case you didn't know, is this character here. Now, the split second I see an image like this, that's a woman. That's a woman. It's not a child. I don't see a child. But some people do. Some people think this is a child. And so again, if you like the game, even though that already in of itself is a straw man, because let's say that for a moment, I'll look at I'll look at every point of view. We'll try to be consistent. I'll try to steel man people's arguments. I'll show you what I said about it on X. But the reality is, even if I were to agree and say, well, she does look youthful, I agree with that. She looks youthful. To me, she looks like someone who's in her early 20s, Asian. And I'm going to get back to that because it has a lot to do with this. Okay? But anyways, that's what she looks like to me. And again, there are a lot of women that do have the little puffy cheeks. It does happen, but fine, it's youthful looking. I agree with that. It's very youthful looking. But regardless, when you look at this, I think the this is not a 6-year-old. This is not a 10-year-old. To me, this is not a 14-year-old. This, to me, looks like, again, a young woman in her 20s who is fit. That's what this looks to me. Clearly, even I'm married, but even if I wasn't married, that looks too young for me, okay? What about the Asian situation, though? What about the Asian situation? I'm gonna be honest, guys, because I've seen, when I've talked about this, there were some people that were saying, bro, but you don't know how Asian women look like. They look younger. I know. I lived in Asia for 4 years. I lived in Japan for 4 years. And let's just say that I am well-versed in what Japanese women look like. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because we're going to keep some privacy here, but yeah. And I want to say this, and this is the biologically, scientifically proven reality, okay? This is how I'm going to mansplain to you how Japanese women are, and this applies to Korean women in general, okay? Japanese women look like this from age 20 to age 59 and 11 months and 29 days or 30 days. Then, it doesn't matter if they have children or not, by the way. From age 20 to age 59, that's what they look like, 0 changes. Then, on age 60, the split second, it's their birthday, that turn into a short, fat grandma with Terminator sunglasses. Like, this is scientifically proved. This is not science fiction. This is science fact. It is amazing. Like, the moment it happens, like, you could be going out on a date with a 59-year-old Asian woman who looks like that. And you'll be like, hey, thank you for we love the ramen together. See you tomorrow. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sumimasen. Hi. Gochisousama deshita. Then you leave her. Then you go pick her up again the next day. And she now is the fat, short grandma with Terminator sunglasses. And then the moment she opens the door, you're like, konnichiwa. And then she says, Oni-chan, sugoi ne. That's what she's going to say. And then you tell her, damare yo. Nani ga omae wa. That's what you tell her. I do speak Japanese. That's what you tell her. And then she's tell you, Tomoko da yo. So I'm Tomoko, the same girl. And that's when you go into, sumimasen. Moshimoke gozaimasen. Sumimasen ne. Hai. Wakarimashita. Because you didn't recognize her. You didn't recognize. Okay. So now that I've given you this crash course in Asian biology, okay, I think this is nothing. I honestly, genuinely think this whole controversy is stupid. It's stupid, doesn't mean anything, it's not a big deal. Who cares? But that's just me. I think this looks like an average 20-year-old Asian girl. Full stop. That's what I see, personally. If you, however, see a child, so it makes you a little uncomfortable, fine, don't play it. Don't play it. But please stop the PDF file accusation just because someone, and besides, it's not a dating simulator now, is it? So who cares? But even if you were like, no, I can prove to you that this could be a teenager, for instance, fine. But unless this was a sexual game, she fights monsters. So just because you can still like the game and think that the character is nice, even if we had to, for whatever, decide, no, this is an actual underage person, which again, to me, she doesn't look underage. But even if, right, but we are just playing the game anyways. You can like the game. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this situation because, yeah, there are people that say, no, that's a child. All right. So we could watch the trailer if you want. Anyways, number one, so before continuing, do you ever get bored? If the answer is yes, then play games and get paid for it. I'm of course talking about the sponsor of this video, Free Cash. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link in my description or scan the QR code you see now on screen, sign up and start immediately. Creating an account is simple as it gets. Email, password, and once inside the app, you'll see a wall of games and offers, and all you need to do is choose one that you actually genuinely enjoy. Then play through the levels and you'll get cash straight into your Free Cash account. Downtime, commuting, waiting time, you can take that and turn it into a side hustle. Some people can pull $10 to $20 a day, and of course, if you put in the effort, you can make much more. Leveling up allows you to unlock better offers, and if you want, you can even spend a couple of bucks here and there just to level up faster. But if you don't want to, you don't have to spend anything and just keep it free. The whole point of this app is that instead of sitting down and wasting your time, you can actually play games you like and make money at the same time. And when it's time to cash out, you can use PayPal and gift cards. So if you want to check this out, make sure to use my link in the description or the QR code and you will get a $5 bonus to start things off. But I want to show you what I said about it because when I talked about it, I actually showed some images. Because to be fair, there are some images that are a little bit, they look very, okay, I found it. So this is the image in question. I want to hear what you think. Because, of course, if I am saying something wrong, I want to know it. Maybe you'll change my mind, or maybe you'll agree with me. Let's look at these 4 screenshots, because to be fair, okay, the screenshot top left, that does look like a child. It does. Screenshot that I would say bottom left, that could be a teenager. Screenshot bottom right, 20 years old. That's what I see there. And screenshot top left, still youthful looking. But if you told me that's also a 20-year-old, I would believe it in the concept of Asia. And again, I'm going to speak about Asia a lot. So what for me seals the deal, because again, it's just a little trailer, so it's not like we have seen a lot. But the one thing that kind of tells me, I think it's a child, even though there is that screenshot that kind of looked like it because of the, and that was my take on this. And I think if, just as a final statement, I'm going to say this. You know what I really think this controversy is about? It's because there are some women with nose rings, septum specifically, usually blue hair, that are jealous of natural beauty. I think that's what it is. In the sense that you might find this offensive, you know what? At least I'm non-filtered. At least I tell you what I think. I don't pander. I really think said women also want all men to be attracted only to ugly, fat women or trans. That's acceptable. Anything else, PDF file. They have to, because if they don't say, and by the way, it's really funny, and I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna tell you how it is. If you like anyone who is younger than them, PDF file. If you like blonde women, you are the Jews will not replace us. And even if you like, tell me if I'm telling the truth, even if you like black women, they have to be ugly and fat to be feminists approved. And when I say feminist, I don't mean the feminist from 1920s that got the right to vote. I'm talking about current day septum ring specifically. Even black women have to be ugly and fat to be approved by the likes of this Kotaku and writers and this shit. Because otherwise, check my words, if you like a beautiful black woman, it's a slave fetish. Not my words. They use this against J.D. Vance, and this is even beyond politics. Not that J.D. Vance's wife is black, but she is non-white, right? She's POC. POC? POC? Let me show you this. They said he has a slave fetish. That's why. You know, let's forget for a moment. I want to ask you for a mental exercise right now. Mental exercise, okay? Forget this guy is the vice president. Forget this guy is a right-winger. Forget this guy is a conservative. Clear your mind. Politics aside. He could be far left, far right, or even worse, far centrists. Gotta be careful to those. You know what I see here? I see a loving couple. I see a husband who loves his wife and a wife who is proud and grateful for her husband. A husband who's grateful for her wife. A wife who loves him. People who managed to overcome cultural barriers for love. Now, you can hate his politics, but to even insinuate that this guy has a slavery fetish? Yeah, so, you know, on this channel is truth. The reality is that the very people that hate Stellar Blade, they hate everything, and every time they can, they're gonna reshape the very textures on the 3D models of non-existing women and turn them ugly, while also deleting systematically every redhead that you'll ever see in any video game. They are gone. They are gone. The reality is that they are ugly as shit, inside and outside, and thus they see all forms of beauty as competition, and thereby they use any excuse possible to vilify you. To vilify you. And what's the easiest way to vilify you? To call you a PDF file because you like a woman that is younger than you. And that concludes the section about Stellar Blade. Eve's appearance is based off of Alita from the 90s cyberpunk manga Alita Battle Angel. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. If you pull up a picture of Alita, they look similar. Oh, no, I believe you. Nicola says, Nicolaos, sorry, lived in Japan for over a year. My wife is Chinese. Many Asian adults naturally look youthful. Yeah, and it's also because they don't use 15 different layers of makeup as well. There is that. That's not the same as looking like a child. Of course, obviously. Obviously, they are jealous of prettier women. Yeah, which is so strange because, to be honest, I don't know. But when I see someone like, let me think of Brad Pitt, when he played Achilles, which was peak physique for that man, I wasn't jealous. I'm like, ooh, I want to be him. I never understood jealousy for something someone else has, like envy. It's such an ugly sentiment. Yup, the Romans literally destroyed Carthage. Yep, but they didn't salt it. The salting of the earth is nonsense. That's not true. It's not mentioned in any source. It's not a thing. Yeah, so I read the super chats. Thank you very much. How you guys doing? You need to go, Roy Rat. No problem. No problem. A bread da pita. Yeah. Bread pita is good. Bread pita. You know the pita I don't like? Lou pita. Thank you.